Well, here you going, everyone. Josh the Collector Guy. Hope you all are having an awesome week so far out there, everyone. Well, this is my midweek haul, everyone. No, just kidding. I got nominated by Mr. Shadjuice513 to do my top 10 Hot Wheels finds, you could say, of 2014. Well, as you can see, there is way more than 10 here. It looks like about 30. So I'll be getting through some of this just in a sec. It's sort of like Gabba Devil 12's 5 Fun Facts Challenge, so pretty cool thing he wants spread around the diecast community, and I'll be nominating 3 guys or so at the end of the vid to possibly take part in this if you would like. But let's get started. So, well, what a good year 2014 was for a lot of us collectors, well, all of us collectors it really was, and well, I found some pretty cool, well, really awesome vintage Hot Wheels during my travels during the year, off my mad mate from eBay, and even going to swap meets and that, and stumbling across some of it there as well, even antique fairs, and even I think there was a little toy show and 2 toy shows during the year as well, which I managed to find some cool stuff at. But we'll get started on the steering rigs and the railroad stuff first. Well, how about we start on the steering rigs? Well, found the Peterbilt one, luckily off my mad mate, probably at the I think it was at the first swap meet of the year. That was up at Toowoomba, and that's coming up soon as well, so got a good deal on that off my mad mate. Love the old single carded steering rigs, and in my personal opinion they are a little bit more harder to find, I reckon, but funnily enough I find more of the GMC cab here, but I had to pay a little bit more to get the GMC cab than I did the Kenworth, and I think I've only got 1 or 2 loose in the collection, but not in blue, that's for sure. I've got a colour changer, and just recently I picked up the white one, but a lot of you guys are probably saying I haven't seen these before. Well, they'll be in the video near the start of next week, so looking forward to sharing a little bit more about, well, telling you a little bit more about them with you. But they certainly did make the list, because really did want that GMC cab, I tell you, because I've been after that one for pretty much the whole year now. Try and stack it there like that. Got some railroad stuff as well. This certainly made the list, because I do love my trains. As you can see, got a vast assortment of cars, cabooses, even a Burlington Northern locomotive and some track, and even the chassis system locomotive, Denver and Rio Grande Western. Love the Rio Grande locomotive, and more complete little rail car just there as well. Hope to track down the set maybe this year, who knows, maybe might be lucky enough to stumble across it on eBay, or maybe out hunting for it. And even got some Hotline stuff as well. Back in the, I think it was the very early 70s, Hot Wheels came out with this, powered by Sizzlers, as everyone hears me talk about all the time. Got the few parts of the track here, the old switch pack. Lucky enough to have a carded Volkswagen as well. Really, really awesome. Glad I have that in the collection. Really, really nice indeed. Always awesome finding the old carded stuff, isn't it? And the old signal tower as well. I can thank my mad mate for those 2. Got a good deal on them. Also, it's got some, I believe, French Canadian on it, as I touched on in my video a couple of weeks ago. So, really awesome. Love my trains, love my trucks, but let's get to the car stuff now. Well, I'll start off with the 1973 Hot Wheels. As everyone knows, probably one of the hardest to find years in Hot Wheels, and I was lucky enough to find some quite rare ones for the collection in 2014. Got the old double header in light blue. Love it in light blue as much as I do in red. Red's my favourite colour though, so of course I'll love the red one a little bit more, but I was lucky enough to find those. Found this one off eBay. Got this one at my diecast meet, luckily enough, and got it for a real decent price as well. One of the models I've been after for a very long time, and lucky enough I found 2, which is really awesome. The old show-off, quite a hard car to find as well, especially from the Spectra Flame era. The old show-off, really nice, based on a Dodge Challenger, I believe, or Plymouth Barracuda, I could be wrong. As you can see, it's got twin engines in there as well, and The old Spectra Flame era one. If that's in mint condition, you'll be paying quite a premium for that. And my little pink Alive 55, one of my all-time favourite models to collect. And I love the Spectra Flame era ones as well. Got a few of them up there. Old little minions guarding them the best he can. Really love the pink one. She might be beat, but she's still neat. That's what I always say. And probably, you could say my favourite 1973 car I found this year would have to be the two Superfine turbines. Something I've been after for, well, probably since I saw it in the price guide I have in the Tom Mart's one. I thought that would be awesome to have in the collection. Luckily enough, I found two at one of my bi-monthly die-cast meets, surprisingly enough. Missing the wheel at the back there. And got this one a little bit more better condition. I think I barely paid for both of them $30, so I reckon that was a really awesome deal on such a rare car. Really, really nice. Certainly one of my favourite cars, if not one of the best cars in my collection, you could say. So really happy with those two there. What can we get to next? I think we'll move over here to the experimental cards. Now, it's quite hard to find to begin with the old experimental cards, because I'm not sure if there was much of a run of these. I think there might have been just maybe a year's run or so, but I think I could say they were only experimenting to see how to market it in the coming years. And as you can see, it changed a lot in the 90s, because this was from the very late 80s. Got the old custom Corvette, one of my favourite vets to collect. And I absolutely adore the Bulldozer. I couldn't say no to that. With the moving tracks as well. So really, really love that one. Pretty nice card art as well with the old Lambo and Ferrari there. Really, really nice indeed. So I was really, really happy to pick those up during the year. We'll get to these two guys here, the old 67 Camaros from the Cali Custom series. I remember finding one at one of my swap meets I went to, a little bit far away for a swap meet, but still I made the trek there and it was well worth it. And the price I paid for one of them, well, for the one I found at that swap meet, was hardly anything. I think it was barely even $6. And was lucky enough to find one on eBay as well. And as you can see, they're both variations. The Cali Customs are different on the window, and that one's a little bit darker blue than this one here, a little bit more lighter, that one. So I was pretty happy with that. Who would have thought I would have found two of them during the year? If someone had said to me, oh, you'll find two Cali Custom Camaros this year, I would have said, oh, you got to be kidding, they're hard to find. But luckily enough, I did find two, which was really, really awesome. We'll get to the old lowdowns next. Quite an array of different variations here. We'll start off with the old Speed Machines one now. Quite hard to find. I saw a carded one on eBay go for roughly around, I think, $75 Australian a couple of weeks ago. I really did want that one, but that one a bit out of my price range for me. Now, the Speed Machines weren't marketed as Hot Wheels. It was pretty much Hot Wheels castings and just put in a Speed Machines packet. They were kind of cheaply made, you could say. I've touched on this many a time during my videos. They're pretty much metal body, plastic base cars, even though some of the cars did in the regular run have metal bases and metal bodies, but they would change to plastic base metal bodies pretty much. Really love this one. I was after this one for a very long time, and I was lucky enough to get it on eBay for a really good price, so very happy with that. Which leads me to another car which sort of, their car quality wasn't that good compared to Hong Kong's back in the day. This one's made in France. The old lowdown made in France. As you can see, lots of different writing under there compared to the Hong Kong cousin, or even the Speed Machine cousin. Now the French ones probably weren't really made to quality as well, like the Indian ones. Sorry about that. Knocked the camera. Like the Indian ones, they weren't really made with maybe quality control in mind like the Hong Kong ones, but still very collectible these days. The old French and Indian ones, even Mexico cars as well. I know there was a few made back in the Redline era, I think as the Kipsa cars. I could be wrong, but my Redline guide on my YouTube page has a little bit of information on that. But yeah, really glad to find this one. Did find some other French cars during the year as well, but I think that one had to be my favourite of the year. And we get to something else what's quite different indeed in the lowdowns, the old Japanese red box ones. Now, my personal opinion, quite hard to find on in general. I'm sure if you went to Japan it might be a little bit easier, but was lucky enough to get the gold one with the red lines and the gold one with the black walls, both with their original boxes, which was really awesome. I do love these oddball Hot Wheels they produced back in the day. In my own opinion, I don't think it says Hot Wheels on the box. That probably says Mattel or something to do with the car, maybe. I could be wrong. Just like the old Meebe toys I'll get to in just a second. This is how Hot Wheels were marketed once upon a time in Japan. I think back in the early 2000s or so. Or possibly even later than that, some of the Hot Wheels from over there did have Japanese writing on it as well. And I know some of the convention pieces I just showed off my mate Ken did have some Japanese writing on it also. So they probably still do it to this day. Really nice indeed. Some of them are quite hard to find. And I do remember I did see a heavy Chevy Japanese red box sell, I think, for way over $260 Australian on eBay, so quite expensive indeed when you get to the nitty-gritty of some of the most harder to find models. We'll get to the old little pink Chaparral next. Did make my list. Beautiful car. I love the old Chaparrals, no matter what race car, they're real awesome. This one's the 2G, had to have a look at that. Unfortunately, she's missing her back, but you can see the old little Chevy engine in there, I believe it was, and piloted by Jim Hall back in the 60s, in the good old days of Can-Am racing. Got the old Pavement Pounder. Was lucky enough to find this one off a seller here in Australia on eBay. I think I got it for a pretty good price considering, but maybe I might find a carded one this year, who knows. Really love the old Pavement Pounders and Bywaymans, as you can see. We'll get to them in just a second though. So really happy with that one. Always love picking them up in no matter what condition, because they're worth it to me. Now we get to probably one of my favourite trucks to collect. Well, the name is different to the Pavement Pounder, but really deep down they're all the same, you could say, except for the plows and that. The old Bywayman with the white hubs. Loose. Finally was able to grab one of them just recently off my mate, and got the old Meebe Toys one off my mate Ken here in Australia, as I touched on before. Really awesome. I really appreciate that from him, because it's something I wouldn't be able to find quite that easily, you could say. And that looks like 15 euros, so I'm not sure what that equates to in normal dollars, but that might be a bit dear over there, who knows. So it was really awesome to get that off my good mate Ken. Got the old Real Riders Stampers 3-pack. Unfortunately, the packet's a bit damaged, but got the old, probably the rarest Bywayman you can get, well, one of them anyway, the Real Rider one in yellow with a white hub. So it was awesome to get that for the collection, and they're all really nicely presented as well. And was lucky enough to get 4 different variations of it on card as well. Got the grey hub with the toolboxes. Got the 2 white hubs here with the toolbox and non-toolbox variation. All different cards as well, and got the one on the old 80s card with the white hubs as well without the toolbox. So that one's a pretty awesome variation. All different ones as well. Really cool to have them in the collection on display. Got the old Super Scrapers as well. Both different card variations, which is really awesome. I do love my variations, and probably my 2 greatest finds of the year, the old Power Plow here. Got one off eBay and one off my mate as well. Got the one without toolboxes and the one with toolboxes, so that was pretty awesome to get the 2 variations of them during the year, and both unpunched as well. What are the chances? And both from Kmart by the looks of it too, back in the day. So certainly are displayed with pride on my vintage Hot Wheels General Motors shelf. So we'll get down to the nitty gritty now. Got the old Sky Show Fleetside, one of my all-time favourite castings made by Hot Wheels. As you can see, I got more of a complete one there, but got two. Well, I got actually a couple, but I picked these ones out because I did find them at swap meets, so I thought that made it a little bit extra special. Unfortunately missing everything, but still they are worth it to me. No matter what condition a red line's in, I'll still pick it up. Love the old Sky Show Fleet sides. And got a more complete one here, got it off eBay. I think I got it for an absolute steal. As you can see, it's all there. I think the only reproduction part on it is the stickers. So that one has to be one of the best finds for the year as well. The plane's still there, still in not too bad a shape. The ramps there, looks like it's in mint condition, and the fleet side itself is in not too bad shape as well, I have to admit. So that is certainly one of the finds for the year. Now we get to probably my three favourites, of course, the Camaros. Got the old heavy Chevy here in the olive tampo with the black walls. Now, in my personal opinion, I think the black wall one might be a little bit harder to find than the red line, but then again, I haven't really been looking on eBay. I know some people have it for quite an expensive price, but I was lucky enough to find it at my bi-monthly diecast meet, which was really awesome for a very good price. Certainly has been a car I've wanted in the collection for a very, very long time. And I do adore my heavy Chevys. Really, really love it indeed. She certainly is displayed with pride on my shelf. And, well, we got the two custom Camaros here, two red lines. We'll start off with this one in the blue, Spectra Flame blue, Hong Kong base. And as you can see, her interior is blue as well. Now, I believe that's quite rare to come by a custom Camaro with a coloured interior, and it was also coloured on the custom Firebirds as well. I think there was a few floating around which were Spectra Flame blue with blue interiors and Spectra Flame red with red interiors, and I think there was also quite rare ones with blue with a red interior and vice versa, I think, as well. So I got this one off my man, mate. Remember the day I did buy it, because I know one of my favourite swap meets was the next day, which sort of is around March and is around my birthday, so it was pretty awesome to pick that up the day before, and really awesome to have her in the collection. She is certainly displayed with pride on my shelf. Well, all of them are, all of my cars, and probably I would have to say my favourite, or one of my favourite finds for the year, has to be the hybrid USA base Hong Kong glass custom Camaro in the antifreeze colour. Now, I believe back in the day, well, from what I could only assume what would have happened, the USA plant were probably struggling to get cars out and didn't have enough of the windscreens produced, and maybe they got in contact with the Hong Kong plant and got a couple of Hong Kong glasses sent over. I don't know, that could be the story. But quite rare to find the mixture of the two, the Hong Kong and the USA, and what I was going to say about this one, actually, I did see a carded version of this on eBay for $700 and something Australian, so that's quite expensive. But back to this one now. I can only imagine what the price of this one would be carded. It'd probably be in the thousands, maybe, who knows. But quite rare to come by. I did see one a few months ago now, I think, more complete than this and a little bit better condition. I think it sold for way over $100, so that's quite amazing. But I'm still happy with this one in the collection without the bonnet. She's got a bit of character and certainly one of the best finds for the year. But everyone could probably point out and say probably the best car or truck I have found during the year has to be the Bywayman's Power Plow, Super Scraper and Pavement Pounder, you could say, because that's what I've accumulated most of. But all of them are real close to my heart, and there's even ones I haven't shown what I really would have loved to have talked about. But as you can see, the video is getting quite long now, so probably the longest video I've ever done. So we'll wrap it up there. Thank you to ShadJuice513, really appreciate the nomination, mate, and I'll nominate a couple other guys. Hot Wheels Costa Rica, Diecast TV channel, Mr. Hot Wheels 1978, WTFFOR, and maybe Drag Bus Dave or Dreadnought 320, who knows, we might see some awesome stuff from those guys. Feel free to do it, guys, no pressure at all. Well, that's it for this vid, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in for this vid. Really hope you did enjoy me jabber on yet again about some of my favourite cars in the collection. Well, we'll wrap it up there, everyone. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and remember as always, everyone, happy hunting. Keep the hobby strong. See you later, everyone. Talk to you soon.